Hello, Year 3 and 4, and welcome to your Learning Journey lesson. Now, this is for Monday, the 22nd of February, AM lesson. So, the first thing that I'm going to do is wish you a warm welcome back to your learning after half term. I hope you've had a wonderful rest, and I hope you've managed to get out in and do some form of activity this half term. I know it's been very wet and windy for most of us, but I hope you've enjoyed it and you're ready for your learning. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I would like your page laid out today. So we're going to go for the same setup again. We're going to have our date in the top left hand corner underlined with a red pen using a ruler, please, and then a line down the right hand side to create our linking thinking column. This is so that we can constantly check on how confident we're feeling and link our work together so that we can show we are improving. So we have a question to put into the linking thinking column too. So pause the video now and get your page set up ready. Join me in a moment when you're ready. Okay, so for the next 2 weeks we have a learning journey question. Now this is a special learning journey question because this is going to be explored by the whole school. So I'm going to show you it now. I also want you to bear in mind that when we unpick this question, that we are also going to need another thing on our page today. So bear that in mind when you set it up. You want to leave half your page for another question that we're going to explore the second part of this lesson. So for the top half of your page then, we're going to unpick the question of how can I spread hope in my community? As you can see, I've already gone a step ahead and underlined the key words that we're going to unpick today. So again, pause the video, get your question set up, underline, highlight or colour in those 3 key words, spread, hope and community, and then we'll have a go at unpicking them together. Okay, so if you're joining me now, you have this question set up and ready. Let's think about the first word. Now I know there are some of you who are watching this video who could unpick this by yourselves. So if you are one of those children that feel confident to unpick it first by yourself, then pause the video now. I'm going to give you a chance to pause it and you can then come back and see what I've unpicked. You may have more, you may have less than I've unpicked. That's absolutely fine. So let's look at the word spread. So spread means to what? What's the important bit here? Why are we unpicking spread? Okay, so the first thing that I've unpicked then is this word spread. So what does spread mean? It means to reach different people, we want it to reach different places, we want to get the message out or broaden our reach. Now, pause the video now if you want to have some chance to copy some of these. If you haven't got these already, it might have given you different ideas. And then if you're ready, we're going to move on to hope. So what does it mean to have hope then? What are the synonyms of hope? How can we hope for something? Try and unpick that. When you hope, what do you do sometimes? Like at Christmas time, you might make a Christmas something that's like a hope instead of the word that I'm thinking of. Pause the video now and have a think and then join me in a moment when I'll show you my ideas. Again, you don't need to have my ideas. You can use them to Magpie to help you if you want them, but you don't necessarily have to have my ideas. Okay, so here are my ideas. Coming off hope, sometimes people can wish. In order to have hope, they wish, they can desire to do something, or sometimes people believe that hope is in line with their faith. Okay, so what I've tried to do here with the yellow pen is show you how we normally do our mind map, starting thick at the bottom and ending thinner. So obviously it's quite hard for me to do it on a laptop, and I'm sure you can do it a million times neater than I can on here. But sticking with a key colour theme as we go through. So the last word that we're going to unpick together is community. What community do you belong to? What does community mean? Okay, so here are my thoughts around community. So community is a group of people, it's supportive, they're helping one another, different generations, and then the community I'm being really specific about is Totnes. Now you may want to do it about the community that you live in if you don't live in Totnes. I'm going to study Totnes for this one. How can I spread hope in the community that I'm in? and obviously being part of the school, then Totnes is really important to me. So pause the video now and I want you to finish this bit here, and then we're going to move on to the second bubble that is down here. Remember, I did say that you would need the other half of your page for another bubble. So let me know when you finish that one. I'm going to leave this page here so that you can pause it now and get this bit done. And then in a moment I'll move on to the next bit. So pause the video now if you need more time. Okay, so if you're joining me now, we are now going to have a look at our gateway. So our gateway is part of our learning. Remember, we have our academic excellence, we have our gateway, and then we have our character education. So our gateway this time is about expression, so expressing ourselves. And I thought of a good question to think about to help us with expression, because expression is about getting your viewpoint across. And we're going to talk about how you can be a healthy thinker to show your expression. So let's think about the two things that we're going to unpick. We've got expression and healthy thinker. Now, if you're like me and you've tried to leave yourself space above, you may want to use the left and the right. So I'm going to use the left and the right of the bubble to help me unpick this. So the first one I'm going to do is expression. So I'm just going to draw a little arrow over here to say that expression is starting over here. So unpick expression. What's our gateway asking us to do then? What is part of expression? So if we look at what we're striving to be, it's about having the confidence to present myself. Oop. Having the confidence to present myself. So how are you going to show it? How are you going to express yourself? So presenting yourself. Again, how could you do that? When we talk about getting our viewpoint across, in what different ways can you do it? Present myself. You could do it through, if you want to show your point of view about something in school, like having to wear uniform or something like that. If you had a strong viewpoint on something, sometimes people like to do it through writing. Artists use art to express themselves. Now, confidence. How does confidence come to be? How do we get more confident? Pause the video now and have a think. How do you get more confident? Brilliant. Through practice. So we need to be thinking about these things when we're thinking about the gateway of expression and how you can be a healthy thinker. It's actually having the confidence to present yourself. So how are you going to present yourself this time? Just to give you a hint, we will be using both of these. There obviously are more than these two ways to present yourself to somebody. You can obviously do speaking, you can do dancing, but we're going to be touching on these two, and that will be explained in our PM lesson. And it's all about practice so that you feel confident in yourself to present the true you. So a healthy thinker, what does it mean to be a healthy thinker? We touched on this when we were doing the one-to-ones before half term. So my main point for you to think about is how to express yourself and justify your point of view. So if we think about being a healthy thinker, just like we mentioned in the one-to-ones, it's about you being able to express your own opinions and justify yourself. Okay, so you have 2 mind maps to do this morning, and then come and join me for the PM lesson in a moment this afternoon. Remember, if you do want some extra time, then you can use tomorrow too to help you. You have 2 mind maps, the one unpicking the question and this last one here with the gateway of expression and how can I be a healthy thinker. In the PM lesson we will delve into our linking thinking column and we'll create our own thermometer too. Thank you for joining me this morning. Enjoy.